So, you want to start weightlifting, but you're not sure how to structure a program. Well, I would say this is what I believe. In the beginning, you can train full body. So, to me, you might as well train full body because you can train more frequency per body part so you can progress faster. So, what does that look like? Let's say you're doing 10 total sets for full body, 10 real sets, right? Not including the warm up. And you're going to train this every other day, for example. This is for a beginner who has not weightlifted yet. Maybe you start with a slight incline dumbbell press. Then you move on to a pull down or pull up. And then you do a side lateral cable dumbbell machine, doesn't really matter. You're a beginner. You're going to grow from anything as long as you push hard enough. Tricep push down, any bicep curl. And then you do your legs. Maybe a stiff leg deadlift. You could do a hack squat or leg press, calf raise. Then maybe one more thing for glutes if you want, or inner thigh. And then 2 days later, when you come back, you're going to do legs first and then upper body second, so that you don't end up prioritizing upper body for the first however many years you do full body for, or just forever, if that's what you stick to. What are the cons of full body, or when would you decide to split it up into upper lower or lower upper, whatever? So first split would be, let's say Monday full body, Wednesday full body, Friday full body. You could take the weekend off or whatever, 3 days a week. You could do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You could do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and then just do the next week Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So it would be 4 training sessions one week and then 3 the next. But either way, it's full body. It's just 2 days off every third full body, and the other one would be just no days off, just 1 day off, and then repeat. When would you go to an upper lower? When full body becomes too stressful, which means you can't recover from it anymore because you're getting too strong, or you're losing focus because you've been able to tap into that more hardcore side to your brain to really get a lot out of your sets, but the sets are more fatiguing. So you need to split it up. Now, what would that mean per body part? It would mean you can add, instead of doing one set, let's say, like you were doing with the full body, because you're training it very often, you can do 2 sets now, right? So for chest, you're not just doing a slight incline dumbbell press, but you're doing a dip as well. And you're not just doing a pull down or a pull up, you're doing a row also. And on the full body, let's say for back, for example, you're going to be doing a pull down or a pull up on one day, but you're doing a row on the second day. So either way, it's the same thing. Because some could argue you're not doing lats on that second day, but you're getting some upper back on that other day. So it works out in the end. It's about accumulating stimulus over time. So let's just get back to the basic thing. Full body, once you can't recover, which means you can't progress your lifts anymore. If you are tracking it, then you go to an upper lower. You could stick with a full body forever, but you would have to be super dialed in on your recovery, and your gym sessions might be a little bit longer than you want. So upper lower might work better for you. You're going to have to just try it all and see what you like the best. But to me, this could be the fastest way to get as big as possible for your potential, your genetic potential. It's vastly different for everybody. So you might be wanting to start with a one body part a day split, like how a lot of people do when they start. That's what I did. You do chest one day, you do back another day, then you do shoulders. Maybe there's a day off there, then you do shoulders. Sometimes not, usually not. And then you do arms the next day, and then you do legs, and then you might take a day off just because you probably should, but then you might just go back into um, another cycle of the body parts again. And that will work because you're weight training, so you're gonna grow muscle. You're weight training, so no matter what, you're gonna grow muscle, especially if it's brand new for your body. You're just starting weightlifting. Pretty much anything will make you grow, but obviously you want to progress as fast as you can. That's what everybody wants to do without getting fucked up or injured, pretty much, right? If you get injured, you're either training too often or your biomechanics, we're going to call it, your form, let's just say your form is off. So if your form is off, you can fix it and then keep the same training routine, or you're training too much and the body just can't recover. It's different for everybody, so you got to experiment. So what would be after an upper lower? So upper lower would be, Monday would be, let's just say upper, and then a day off. And then Wednesday would be legs. You would add a set to everything. Now, could you do 2 days on, 1 day off? You could. Maybe you could do upper on Monday, Tuesday would be lower, and then Wednesday's a day off, and then Thursday is upper again. So play around with how you like your setup of how often you're training things, and if you like training back-to-back days and all that type of shit. What would be after upper lower? Push pull legs, right? So push is chest, shoulders, tricep. Back is lats, traps, rhomboids, rear delts, bicep. And then legs is obviously quads, glutes, hamstrings, inner thigh, calves. You could even do lower back on this day. If you're doing a stiff leg deadlift, you're going to get a lot of lower back, upper back too. I mean, you're holding the bar. But that's just what comes with a stiff leg deadlift. So that would be the way to split it up even further. And you would add another set to the body part because you're training it less often. So you can add more stimulus, and it's more to recover from, yes, but you have more days until you hit that body part again. So this is 3 different routines you can mess around with: full body, upper lower, and then push-pull legs. A push-pull legs, it really depends. When I did push-pull legs, I was doing a body part once a week. Some would say that's too little, but I was really attacking my sets like it was life or death. So for me, it was fatiguing, and it recruited a lot of just, to me, you're able to recruit and get an extra rep or two when you really go to that special place in your mind. So for me, a couple sets of chest, maybe 3 sets of chest. I did an incline Smith machine. I did a hammer strength press. Maybe I could have done a flat press instead because I already did the incline. And then I did a dip. And at the dip, I would hold it at the bottom for a stretch with a dumbbell in between my legs because there was no weight belt at the gym that I was going to at that time. So I was in the stretch position because I couldn't do any more. And then I just held until it felt like my pec was going to rip off. Basically, that's what I was doing. But my training philosophy has changed a little bit now. I don't think that's necessary just to add more muscle tissue. But that's just where I'm at the moment. I just go to concentric failure. on a dip, maybe, and then just some eccentric control, and then that's it. And then I can train it more often. So that would be, oh, and for the push-pull leg, that's right. So I was doing it Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I remember that very vividly. Saturday was legs, and then I had 2 days off. So legs is very demanding. So if you want to add an extra, or if you're going to do a rest day, it's going to be after a leg day versus an arm day, for example. And if you're going to do an arm day, let's say for a full, a split where you're doing arms separately, doing legs the next day or the day after that is probably the best body part to be doing after that, because everything else requires your arms. Legs requires your arms a little bit, yeah, because you're squatting and you're clenching your arms super hard on a leg press, but it's probably the least amount out of, because anything else is upper body, and that requires your arms, right? So just something to think about, structuring your workouts. Push-pull legs, you could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then people take Thursday off, and they train Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But then it just depends, you know. That's twice a week, and then after that, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you go right back into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday's a day off. So play around with it, and it doesn't even have to be on a 7-day rotation. Just because we've created the week, you can just go back to a day is a day. Doesn't matter if it's Monday or if it's Friday. I'm training a body part every, whatever, how many days? Every 8 days, every 5 days. You can mess around with it. So I think that's some good information right there. Give it a thought. Full body is potentially the fastest way if you're a beginner. So try it out.